Last week we got throwing around Supergirl and Vixen, but that's when I realized anyone could be in this world. Absolutely anyone.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing.
Black Lightning, Episode 10, The Book of Redemption. And oh boy, this is all about what it means to be a family and what it means to come together. And we get some great teamwork moments. In fact, you know what? Pierce must be one heck of a teacher for the way him and Thunder are working together already, just at the beginning. I'd say like 5, 6 minutes in watching them work. But I'm still impressed by how much of this show is going against what are the basic norms of the CW superhero shows. This show amazes me over and over again. But okay, for those of you that don't know what I do here, I review shows as they come out, TV shows, books, movies, any type of story you can imagine. And then every Thursday I do throwbacks, and every Sunday, except for this one, I do concepts of how and why we tell stories. If that sounds interesting, click subscribe. So this is the part where I normally talk about what people are thinking in the comments. This time everyone's pretty much as bamboozled as I am. I got nothing, especially with Lala, who's back this episode. He wasn't last week, but all right. So tonight, though, we had these little pods that people were being held in. It made me think, could it maybe be the Reach coming? Might one of those other heroes be around? Be Ted Cord? Alright, also, we've already seen Thunder in 2 costumes now. But there's part of me that wonders, how are they going to handle Lightning? Are they going to suit her up? Or are they going to give her a superhero form? What do you think they're going to do? I'm kind of curious. Or do you think we're going to have to wait till next season? For now, let's talk about tonight.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. Ba-da-na-na.
So Thunder goes to investigate and finds that the kids are still alive. In fact, they're being held in some sort of stasis tubes that, like I said up top, reminds me of the Reach from Young Justice. Her and her father go back to investigate, and someone's already moved the operation because they were on to her. But that's when we get the knockdown, drag out, awesome fight that, I mean, it just so quickly worked so perfectly. He throws the shield up, she comes out, he puts up the lightning that she can bounce off of to go fight. I mean, come on, this was friggin' Avengers level choreographed fight sequence. That's just brilliant. Now, of course, then we get on to the main thrust of the story, where his friend finds someone else that gets taken because she's got powers, looked like she was on fire, which of course is reminiscent of his own daughter, who can turn into electricity. Like I said, are they going to do a full superhero form regularly? If so, then that's special effects heavy, so I'm thinking she won't be in use much. On the other hand, if they give her a costume, maybe they will only have her turn to lightning for certain effects. I don't know. Either way, we've hit the stage of the hero's journey where she gets the call to action and she denies the call. Just, nope, not gonna do it. I'm not a hero. And that's one of my favorite parts about the hero's journey. In fact, it's the most realistic. If you got powers, yeah, there's part of you that might be like, yeah, it would be cool to be a superhero. But I want you to think, we all have capabilities. We could do a lot of things for people, and we don't. Because it's too hard, because we're too scared, because the risk benefit is just off. Most people probably couldn't be a superhero. Now, I have no doubt the Lightning will be before the end of the series, probably before the end of the season. But then again, they're kicking this into overdrive with how fast things are going and not hiding things from each other, so it's pretty cool. Meanwhile, Lala's back, and all of a sudden he's got a second tattoo. I'm starting to think he's a meta too. And his meta ability has something to do with killing people and absorbing them, or being able to talk to the dead, or self-res. You know what? I still don't know what Lala is. I'm sorry. No idea. So, since I can't answer those, I'm going to talk about the other two important questions that got raised. The first one, can electric vision see through clothes? To which, of course, the answer is, I hope so, because the way he was staring at his ex-wife, he was undressing her with his eyes one way or the other. And then the second one, which is probably more of a technical question. Dad, how do you go to the bathroom in your suit? And I'm pretty sure that there is someone that helps him put that on. Not as egregious as the Mr. Terrific getting his hair done the way it is, but it's still one of those I don't see Jefferson putting on himself. Ironically enough, I think the Thunder suit is probably actually the easiest of them to get into and out of, based on what we've seen so far. But okay, I'm digressing. So Gamby gets grabbed by his former employers. And I have to say, when they did the whole, oh, my man out there was told to open fire if we don't come out with you in so many seconds. I really thought for a second Gamby was going to let them open fire on pedestrians, or at least call their bluff. Maybe the fact that he didn't tells us that he knows for sure it's not a bluff. But then my first concern was, what does this mean for secret identity? But then the torture began, and they're all like, I wonder if his adopted son is as tough as he is. Why don't you ask Mr. Pierce to come? And I'm like, that's a bad idea. I was thinking about making an Incredible Hulk reference with Don't Make Me Angry, but instead, because he was picked up at the school, we got a Henry Ford quote that was way more inspirational than anything I was hoping for. But then we get pretty much the family back together. And it's kind of funny, because Jefferson wanted to tutor this kid and make his life better. And what Gamby wanted to do was to keep Jefferson safe and make his life better. So I wonder if somewhere along the lines those two are kind of connected. But Gamby's hiding out under his shop, and he says you need to look for the spotter, someone in the community like I was. I started racking my brain thinking it was going to be a mystery, but then poof! Wow, did not see that one coming. I actually thought she might be a potential love interest. But alright. So in the meantime, Jefferson has moved the family over to the house that he grew up in, which makes sense because for some reason it's not in his name and it's able to be hidden. But for a second I want to just take another quick side about the kids. Thunder's abilities are interesting, but Lightning, like I said, she's all about generating electricity and becoming electricity. So now that the two of them next week are going to have to rescue Dad, I guess my question has been answered about how quickly we're going to see her suit up. I am curious, though. They go to the house where Jefferson grew up, and they talk about why he didn't sell it, and the fact that, I mean, I totally get it. I have lived in the same house my whole life, so I understand what it feels like, the emotional attachment such a thing would be. But I can't imagine what it would be like to have actually grown up having watched your father die in front of you. I mean, hell, that makes Batman, for God's sake. But Jefferson kept the house. Either way, we now know the ASA is coming after them, and Gamby knows it too, who again proved to be quite the badass in and of himself. But at the end of the day, now we have to start asking ourselves some questions. Like I said before, maybe this is the Reach. Maybe this is something else. Maybe this is just a renamed Project Cadmus. Who the heck knows? But there's definitely something going on. And with the government being able to produce metas, there's only two ways you could possibly go, and neither of them are very good. Because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone would really trust the government to have super soldiers, Captain America notwithstanding. But on the other hand, what are they going to do? I mean, it's going to be kind of obvious when two girls show up to rescue Jefferson next week, right? That it's his daughters and that the metagene travels. So then what? The secret identities are out in the open, at least as far as they're concerned, if not the 100. But what do you think? Do you think I'm thinking too much about this? Do you think there's going to be some sort of twist? Let me know. And then, of course, like and share this video. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button to join our little community here. One where I talk about all these weird things that go on in superhero shows, and then we can discuss them next week. For now, I'm getting ready for bed, though. This was an interesting episode, and one that really made me rethink what's going on. And I still have no idea what's going on with Lala. Did the gun jam? Because he has powers? Or did he get luck? What? I'm so confused. Have a good night, and thank you for walking with me through the heart of the stories we tell.